Good evening, everyone. I'm Bondar JR, also known as the Silver Wolf, also known simply as Ron. And today is Monday night in the United States, Tuesday morning here in the Philippines, and it is viewer mining event night. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Already got a couple people lined up in here, so just getting myself situated. Appreciate everybody being here that's here. Dark Slider, good to see you. Kicking, good to see you. All good, all good. Need to invite the booster. Who's the booster? Splendor. All right, got Splendor invited. Dark Slider is on his way. Appreciate it. I've got to re-equip my ship because I took the stuff off since we weren't since we were doing the others yesterday. So let me put this in here. Put this one on here. Actually, let me split these. Say 3. And I'm going to trade this to Kragan. Oops, wrong one. Guys in here, stack them up. Oh, I missed them. If I know. All right, so let's undock. Ironically, I could use a break from Scan Hack Roam, so mine and chill is perfect. There you go. That's why we do it. That's why we do it. Monday nights are always a relaxing break, so that's why we do it. That's why we do it. 4-1. All right. Perfect. Asteroid 4-1. Excellent.
Warp drive active.
All right, getting it all set up. So how is everyone tonight for you guys, this morning for me? So let's shift my chair a little bit here. I got so many wires hanging around here, I'm afraid of kicking something loose and disconnecting myself. That would not be good. That would not be good. So this is Falstaff. Excuse me. Stop that. We just talked about yesterday how we didn't do that anymore. All right. Pretty good. Was getting hungry for dinner, but hockey kept me distracted. Yep. Hockey does that for me too. Hockey does that for me too, though honestly I have not caught a single playoff game yet. I'm a little disappointed. Little disappointed. Back to Boston. Space. Now, it just started Saturday, so you haven't missed much. Yep, that's what I figured. But my problem is more the timing. No. As I have, actually, for a couple more days, I have American TV. I think I'm going to extend it because we're really enjoying it. Oilers and Kings, 20 minutes. Okay, yeah, I'm going to miss that one, but because it'll be over by the time we're done streaming. But I do not have a TV in my office yet. Probably won't while we're here. So I don't know. As offices go, it's a pretty big office. Not as big as my last office, but it's pretty big compared to most of the ones here in the Philippines. So. Stop that. I did not. I don't know why. I slept like a rock, but I just didn't seem like I got good sleep. I did not shower before I slept last night. I was so tired, I was falling asleep. And so here it's better if you shower before you sleep because then you sleep better. My problem is showering wakes me up. So that kind of causes some problems. I apologize because the pixelization on the webcam is really carrying on with my headset. So I'll be glad when my green screen gets here. That'll help make that a lot better. My green screen and the gaming chair are in the same boxes, so that'll all fall in the same boat. So anybody coming on wants an invite, let me know. It's funny. Jackson is the one who asked me to start an hour earlier for the East Coasters. He's never here. He'll show up at regular time. God bless him. God bless them, everyone. God bless them, everyone. Oh. Man, good thing I added some more crystals in there. That one got destroyed right as soon as I started. That was weird. Oh, holds full. I knew I was missing something. Gotta pay attention to your hold, buddy. But yeah, it has been an interesting day already. Didn't get a walk in this morning, unfortunately. I was going to. But like I said, I was tired. But I couldn't sleep. Woke up about 4. So I think I fell asleep though around 9:30. So 4 makes sense. But I still feel tired. I don't know why. I'm getting a lot of cramps in my legs. I think it's because, part of it is because the bed is too short. So here, everything is built for people that are not as tall as me. And so the bed is very short. And so I'm trying to figure out, and it's got a metal footboard. So if I put my feet over top of it, then that causes problems with my feet because it cuts off the circulation. But if I keep my feet, inside of it, then that causes my legs to start cramping. So yeah, I got to figure that out. But yeah, one thing after another. Got a tie game, Habs versus Caps, less than 3 minutes. All right. I always enjoy the playoffs where it really looks like the playoffs. Doesn't look like like the basketball when basketball does it, and a huge blowout. The number 16 seed knocks out the number 1 seed. Like, what? Or let's, just for another example that really doesn't resonate with anyone, but like the Chiefs showing up to the Super Bowl after winning every game for the season and getting their asses handed to them. Pardon my French. Yeah, if it's going to be the Super Bowl, it should be a good game. Luckily, the hockey playoffs never disappoint. Never disappoint. So that's where it would be nice to have that third screen so I could have a hockey game on. Unfortunately, it's funny. They've never even heard of hockey here. They've never even seen ice. I shouldn't say that. They said they get ice in their drinks. Very, very expensive. My brother-in-law was saying, so we got a new refrigerator, of course, and our refrigerator keeps the ice cream super hard. And he said his refrigerator, his freezer in his refrigerator doesn't even freeze the ice cream. So they don't bother buying ice cream because it doesn't freeze it. It just keeps it kind of medium. He said it's always like milk. And I was like, well, that sucks. Yeah, so far the favorite teams have won their games. One's no upsets yet. Yeah. That's a nice thing about hockey is you don't get a whole lot of upsets. Especially with the whole, best out of, because that really cuts down on some of that. All right. Unless you like the Blues. Yeah. Yeah, that's true too. Well, that's a St. Louis thing. So, Cardinals, the Blues. Used to be the Rams, now they moved. Of course, then again, Kansas City lost, was worthless for 50 years. So, till we drafted a quarterback. Well, can all change in a moment. Blues were on a hot streak in the season and got them into the playoffs. Yeah, so let's hope that it holds for a while. I almost, 2 years ago when the Blues were in the Stanley Cup, I almost paid for tickets to see, I think it was Game 5 or Game 6. They were a little outside what I wanted to pay. I think they were like $200 a piece. Because I was going to go by myself. Jets were the best team all season, so they probably don't have a chance. Yeah, that sucks. You never know. That would be an upset I'd pay for. Though the Jets, never bet against the Jets. Those Canadian teams, they live and breathe. Yeah. Those Canadian teams live and breathe hockey. But yeah, I grew up in Pennsylvania, and so hockey was big there. So we played street hockey, roller hockey, ice hockey. But yeah, it's funny. They've never even heard of hockey here. I mentioned to someone the other day, and they were like, what? What funny enough though, they're huge basketball fans, even though not a single one of them is over 5'5". So they love basketball. Tallest one's like 5'5", and they love basketball. Oh, looks like I lost one over there. How come it didn't tell me? 8 when it does that. Alright, what's next? Condensed. Alright, so it looks like jerrycan accepted. Good. Cass isn't around. Wasn't sure if that was somebody knocking on the door or not. I'm not expecting any deliveries. Let me check. That'll let me stand up. Almost pulled the desk down. No, voila. So I did get the message on that one. Well, the ace up the sleeve for the Jets is Connor Hellebuck. Best goalie in the league right now. Well, can't beat that. Can't get anywhere with a crappy goalie, that's for sure.
The asteroid is depleted.
That makes all the difference.
The asteroid is depleted.
Yeah, that was quick. Oh, yeah, I need to watch more hockey. We just got the second TV, so we got a TV downstairs. And so that may work out. It's probably when she's sleeping is when I'll be watching hockey. The problem is, when she's sleeping, that's early morning in America. I'm not playing a whole lot of hockey early morning. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to DVR them and then watch them. Which almost seems like defeating the purpose. I didn't see jerrycan in the stream. Jerrycan, yell if you're there. I guess I can check in here. Yeah, he's there. Do you want me to, you want me to invite Cass? Yell. LOL. There you go. Do you want me to invite Cass? Or are they busy with something else? They don't show up in any of my lists. That's the only problem. Just doing dailies. Yep. I understand. No, let's see. Nope. Yeah, I don't have them in any lists, so I'll wait till they get close. Once they get in the local, I can invite them. Just remind me. I don't want to leave them hanging like yesterday. I might be able to do it this way. Let's do. Let's do social contacts. Yes, there we go. Bingo bongo. Always find a way. Yeah, I finished the dailies for Falstaff. They were easy. I manufactured something, but I need to finish them for Reagan. I got half with that, and then he's got to do something else. So. Either scan or he's already done the mission or kill something. I guess I could go out and kill some regular combat sites because nobody's doing the regular combat sites now. What else? So yeah, it's supposed to be another, I think it's going to get up to 97 today. So, and it was feeling mighty hot out there already, so the poor, we've got some construction going on across the street. Those poor guys, they work all day, 6 days a week. But I think we're going to ask the engineer over there is a woman, which is very rare here. I think we're going to ask the engineer to give us a estimate on our building plans to see about maybe having them build maybe we're one of the contractors we get bids from. So that'll be good. At least we can see what they're doing. And they're here local, so that's always good. That's usually the hardest part. Find a good contractor, but if they don't travel, then you got problems. So, or if it takes them forever to travel, you end up losing half a day, beginning of the week, half a day at the end of the week. So, but yeah, they work 6 days a week here, Monday through Saturday. We got to set up a meeting with the brother of my brother-in-law. He's the one we bought the property from to get the title transferred. Hopefully we can get that done quick so we can start building before the rainy season starts. At least if we can get the footers dug before the rainy season, we can probably get it done before the end of the year. So, but if we don't make the rainy season, then that'll probably delay us at least 3 months. So, because the digging is the biggest part when it comes to the rainy stuff. Hard to dig when the constant rain keeps pushing all the dirt back in the hole. So, but yeah, I'll probably be doing some videos of that building process when that comes around, everything that entails, so you guys will get to enjoy that. Sounds both exciting and nerve-wracking. Yeah, you know what? After the flight here and all the logistics with bringing the dog, I'm pretty sure I can handle anything. So, like I said, at this point, the paperwork, once we get the paperwork taken care of, that's kind of a clincher. Because we don't want to build anything until the paperwork is done. Because that's when you'll have problems. And so, once the paperwork's in my wife's name, then that'll be good. So, but yeah, that whole flying thing with the dog, oh my lord. I'm pretty sure after that, everything else is going to be a cakewalk, because that was just such a nightmare. And I think that's probably one of the reasons I'm not still sleeping well, is because I'm still just kind of coming off of that. Even though it's been over a week, it's like I haven't quite got my sleeping back to normal. We were watching TV last night, and normally it's the wife that falls asleep. So we have the big TVs in our bedroom. And last night I was the one falling asleep while we were watching TV. So yeah, but like I said, that was like 9:30. Woke up at 4. That's still a really good sleep. But the heat's really taking it out of me. So I got to get used to that. But all that'll come. Yeah, and that's kind of what I said. That whole jet lag and time shift, and I think that's going to take a while to probably level out. I still think of things in American time, even though it's daylight here. I still think of it as Monday night. So mostly because of the stream. So, but that'll take some time to adjust. But the wife actually headed back to Manila today. So one of my other my brother-in-law from Manila was here helping out. He actually had some business. He's originally from San Juan, Batangas. So he was here doing some business, and so he was staying with us, and so he's headed back. He was just going to take the bus back, but my wife was like, we need stuff. We always need stuff, and she wanted to also we've got quite a bit of American money, and so we want to try and get that exchange before the exchange rate drops, because it looks like it's dropping. And so, plus, there's really no sense in hanging on to the American money. Just get rid of it. And the best place to do that is back in Manila. There's really no place to exchange money here. So she said, why don't I go back with him? That way we can take him back. They had some stuff they wanted to haul to Manila as well. They said, we'll haul that stuff. I'll get the money exchange. I'll do some more shopping. And then we'll come back. I said, nope, that makes perfect sense. So, yeah, because anytime we think of something we need, it's like 2 hours to get it. And it's like, which, like I said, that's probably going to be the hardest thing for me to adjust to. Because that's a big difference.
The asteroid is depleted.
Excuse me. Stop that. Stream together. Omega wants to collaborate. Sure, what the heck? I haven't done that before, so this will be new. So awesome. So Omega, welcome. Not sure if you can hear me. I'm not sure how it works. So yeah, got to be super efficient with shopping trips. Yeah. So that's what I did. Is I actually, so both of our phones are Samsungs, and so there's a Samsung Note application. And so I loaded it on both of ours. All right, so now I'm get started. All right, allow while visiting the site. Use your microphone, okay? Hey, how you doing? Audio doesn't seem to be working. Ensure the correct audio source. Okay. Audio quality. More audio. More audio. Alright. Shared chat. Okay, got it. Hey, Omega, can you hear me? Audio not working. Let me see. Default. Oh, I'm trying to click on it on there. All right, no, this is what I want. So let's do Yeti. Can you hear me now? It sounds like I'm not sure if you can hear me. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm not hearing you yet, so let me switch it. Okay, so that's right. I hear you. I hear you. Can you hear me? All right. All right. Excellent. Excellent. So yes, welcome Omega. I got to figure out how the shared chat works, but that's awesome. So yeah, way to go. Mm-mm. Sagotuc, good to see you. Thanks for being here. No worries. No worries. CamGarou, good to see you. Yeah, this is my first sharing, so that's pretty cool. Thanks for that. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, I've seen other people do it. I just never tried it myself, so so thanks for that. Always good to learn something new. Okay. Alrighty. So we're in Upine. I just put it in the chat. Okay, cool. No worries. Let me get you an invite. And anybody else joining from Omega that wants to come and mine with us, you are welcome. Love to have you. But yeah, I was saying so what we've done, Dark Sliders, we both have Samsung phones, and so there's a Samsung Notes app that will share between the phones. And so when I add something to the Notes app, then it'll send it to her phone, which is pretty cool. And so that's how we've been doing kind of our shopping list. So that way, if she's at the store or I'm at the store, and they update something, one of the others updates something, we can get it right away. So, because yeah, that 2 hour time frame to pick up something is crazy. So, Meg, it's good to see you. I wasn't expecting you. I thought you were going to be sleeping. There you go. That's cool. I hope she's feeling better soon. But yeah, I was telling these guys it looks like it's going to be another 97 degrees here today. So yeah, yeah, yeah. At least it's consistent. I ought to get used to it pretty quick since it's the same every day. So. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. That's what I think they said. End of May starts the rainy season, and so then it's like 97 degrees and raining all day, and so yeah. So that, like you said, it's like pouring. So yeah. So that ought to be interesting. Yeah, there you go. No worries. Cool. Well, yeah, well, that's what we had. A couple others said the same thing. They've been kind of banging out the event stuff. It was like, mining sounds like a great change of pace. So, yeah, and that's one of the reasons we do it. I'm an industrialist, so I'm always building something, so I can always use the minerals. But it's kind of a nice, relaxed night and just kind of sit and chat and kind of works out pretty good. So, we were talking about hockey playoffs earlier, so yeah. Yeah, that's what I was saying too. I haven't seen any yet, so but Dark Slider was saying on my chat that I think the Habs and the Capitals were playing. What was Habs and Capitals? Yeah, it was almost done. Actually, yeah, Habs versus the Capitals are going into overtime. So yeah, so they just went into overtime. So that's why I said there you go. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's great to see, the newer teams making the playoffs. That's always awesome. So, yeah, there you go. Says Blues just lost again. 1-2. Yeah, one of my viewers is from St. Louis. I'm originally, that's where I moved from, was Kansas City. And so yeah, St. Louis is the closest hockey we have. But yeah, so we were just saying how the Blues always seem to piss it away somehow. So, yeah, yeah. Yep, yep. Yeah, a couple years ago they were in the Stanley Cup, and I was going to buy tickets to go, and I'm really glad I didn't because they blew it. And so the Caps just won in overtime. All right, way to go, way to go. Yep.
The asteroid
Ove
is
checking. Of course it was Ove checking. Of course it was Ove checking. That sounds like something I would do. Yeah, I'm multi-boxing, and so yesterday one of my viewers had to keep telling me when my miner stopped because I was working on the other one doing scanning and stuff, and wasn't paying attention. So yeah, they were putting in the chat, "Hey, your minerals gone, your asteroid's gone. Hey, your hold's full." Yep. Yep. Compression and boost. You should be getting those. Yep. Yeah, compression's in there too. So yeah, so help. Yeah, definitely to take care of it. So jcronos, good to see you. Jcronos, not Chronos. Sorry about that. Now time for the Kings and Oilers. Yeah. Spoon Man, good to see you. No compression for Omega. No, no. Kicking's trying to get an attitude with you now. That ain't no good. Yeah. Kicking every once in a while. You ought to see him. My admin, one of my admins, Blossom. Her and Kicking, they really get at it. He really pushes her buttons. So. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's always fun when she's around because he really pushes her buttons, gets her going. I think she actually silenced him once because he made her so mad, like for half an hour or something. Yeah, yeah. I was like, yeah, yeah. Here it comes. Yeah, he just, yeah. That's just his way. Right, right. Yeah, she keeps missing the stream because of her showers. Yeah, we tease her about her showers. She takes a lot of showers. She's a very clean young lady. So, very clean. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That's usually where mine gets to. Is like, you know what? I'll work on that off stream. See if I can figure that out. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, knock on wood. We've so far it's been an hour and I haven't lost internet yet. So seems like every stream I lose internet for like a minute. I don't know why. Yeah, the internet here really sucks. I'm on the waiting list for Starlink, and I'm really hoping that that comes through. Yeah. Yep. I think I'm actually maxing it out, so it's like I got to take a break. Yep. Yeah. I loved it when I was there. I had Google there and Google Fiber in Kansas City, and man, that was awesome. Best service I ever had. I think in 12 years. Yeah, 12 years. I only lost it. I think 3 times, and once was some scheduled maintenance. The other two were like less than 10 minutes. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, there you go. Okay. Right. 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 Legomaniax, what's up, buddy? Yeah, so that's what, yeah, because it was funny when I just canceled my service there in Kansas City, and they were like, you know what? Don't bother sending your equipment back because we're out, getting rid of your equipment. Your stuff is old. And I was like, well, why don't you guys ever let us know, right? Yeah, yeah. But I was like, well, crap, if it's old, that means I've been using old equipment for a while. So, but I guess I never lost, I never lost service. So I guess it really didn't matter. But, right. Mm-hmm. Right, right. Right, 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 right. Yeah. Yep. Right. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Right, right. Yeah, yeah. I'm using a Hulk and it runs out really quick. So, but, but yeah. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Yeah. Nice big, yeah, nice big one. Yep. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, Dark Slider mentioned somebody came into local and dropped some combat probes in a Helios, but I said, yeah, they're not going to waste combat probes on us. All they got to do is come to one of the belts. So, yeah, I'm sure they're just scanning down probably a signature that's here, probably one of the event sites, but right, probably. Yeah, 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 yeah. And make them all dock, right? Yeah, yeah. Everybody in local is part of our group. So Captain Kick is one of Kickin's guys. So yes, everybody in local is one of mine. So yep, Captain Kick. Let me get him an invite. Yeah, so everybody in local is part of our fleet. So yeah, so yeah, they were probably just trying to scan down something. Like you said, I don't know why they're using combat pros, but that's a quick way to scare the crap out of everybody. My thought is, yeah, go ahead. No, no, go ahead. Yep, yep. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, more than likely he was trying to scan down a signature and was just using the wrong probes. So, oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, and we're in high sec, so that's the other thing. Most people aren't going to take the Concord hit to attack us, so that's why we do it here. A couple of the guys have been like, "Hey, why don't we do it in wormholes?" And I'm like, "Once we do it in wormholes, now we got to have eyes in the back of our head because somebody's definitely gonna." Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not quite as relaxing if we're doing it in a wormhole, you know? Right, right, right. Yeah, because every time I'm mining in a wormhole, it's panic stricken, you know? Right. Oh, yeah. Yep, yep. Just clean it out. Yep, yep. Blow them up, take names later, you know? Oh, there you go. Yeah, that OBS, man. I love it. It does an excellent job. But I never let it update because as soon as it updates, nothing works. Takes me probably a week to get everything working again. And then they'll send out another update. I'm like, yeah, I'm just not updating. When I finally find something that I need to update for, then I'll update. I got it working right. I don't want to mess with it. It takes too long to get everything set up. Yes, I'm a bit jumpy. Been running into combat ships while doing relic sites. No worries. No worries, Dark Slider. Better to be safe than sorry, but I figure worst case scenario, I got enough drones that I can hold them off while everybody else runs away. I can afford to replace the Hulk. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, I guess that's a good point. I don't know if your voice is coming through on my stream. Probably not. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to figure that out. Yeah, so Lego says he can't. He's probably just hearing you. Yeah. Yeah, let me know if you hear me over there. Just each in each other stream. Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay. Yeah, stream. It's a bit faint, but we can hear him. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I usually, my voice usually carries anyway. So yeah, now I got to figure out how to get you on mine. So okay. Oh, got it. Got it. Got it. Give this a try. See if I can help it here. Where are we at? Probably would help if I didn't have 500 windows open. Yeah. Way too much open. I think it's probably going to be this one. Kings score first on the power play. 1-0 versus the Oilers. So there's shared chat. What's the properties of this guy? That's it. Okay. Yeah. I'm not seeing the advanced properties. So let's go here. Okay, like. Okay. Oh, got it. Oh, why is that going in there? Okay. Right. Right. Why is that one not showing up in there? Yeah, I named it. Yeah, I named it shared chat just so I would know which one it is. But let me rename it here. Yeah, I see it at the top, but I don't see it in the audio mixer. Mm-mm. Yeah, it's weird. It's not. It's actually not in there at all. Maybe I gotta switch it back and forth. Let's try.
Oh,
Now it's in there.
see if
Yep.
you're
Now it's in there.
okay.
Yep. Now it's
Okay.
in there. All right. So let's do this. All right. Shared chat. Monitor's off. Let's go to monitor and output. There we go. Let's try that.
Just if you hear echo.
Oh yeah, there's an echo.
Take,
Yep.
all right, take it back to monitor off. Then
Okay.
it should work. Just make sure the level is high enough to where it's at least.
Right. So let me know if you guys can hear Omega in my stream now.
Test. 1 2 3 1 2 3. Test.
Actually, my ads are on, so they probably can't hear either one of us now.
Oh shit! Fucking ads.
Nope, they hear it. Yep, they hear it. They hear it. Yep.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's what I say.
Cool.
I think Kickin subscribed everybody, so they're probably okay. So yeah, Kickin's always going overboard with the gift subscription. So awesome. Yeah. So let me get this added for the other one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to remember when I do this. I'm gonna have to open up Chrome. I don't use Chrome as my default browser.
Right.
I use Opera GX, but Twitch is not supporting that browser, so they only support Firefox and Chrome. And I don't like to use Chrome right now because Chrome has this nasty ability to just start siphoning resources.
Yep.
And shit.
Yep. I understand completely.
And I use Google for other things. But like on my other computer, my laptop, I'll use Chrome for that. But on here, I don't use it. So.
Yeah, so that's cool. Yeah, so that's probably what I'll do is when I do it the next time, I will I'll put it on. I'll open it up in crap. What's the other one? Edge, and then I'll have it. So here's the one that I use, Dark Slider. Let me. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can get it on there. Yeah, the camera's acting up. Here, let me do this. It's a Corsair Void RGB Elite Wireless, and I love it. I've had it for 5 years.
Using the Corsair?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I have the Logitech G733. It's wireless as well.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah, the wireless is
has
definitely the way to
dynamics,
go.
yeah.
Yep. Yep.
And this model here, I actually can put a mic boom. I can detach it and reattach it. I don't use it because I have my condenser mic. So, but yeah, this thing is awesome.
Let me turn off the background.
Hold on, my drones.
This is the one. This is the one I'm using.
The asteroid is
Dark Slider. So yeah. And I've had this one probably going on 5 years. I was actually going to buy a new one before I moved, and I didn't. And I think I have it in my cart on Amazon still as a save for later. And so, but I want to say it's like I don't know, like $100, $90 or something like that. So, but yeah, best money I ever spent, and I'm cheap, so.
All right, Twitch collab. That's what I'm naming mine.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, let me lock it in there. Oh, I can throw it in. You know what? Let me throw it in my master audio subfolder, so that way it'll copy over to all of my other scenes. Yep. Sound overlay. Let's put you in there.
Perfect.
Maybe not. Where'd it go? Twitch. Oh shit, where did it go? Oh my god, I dropped it. Is that it? No, that's not it. I dropped it somewhere and it's like gone. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I've had that happen with OBS way too often.
Oh my
god,
man.
And then I try to make a new one and it won't let me because it says there's something already named that, and I'm like, I can't find it. Where the hell is it, you know?
Hold on. Yeah.
But yeah, Dark Slider, I love it. Omega says he uses a different one. But yeah, definitely go wireless. This one has a dongle that plugs into one of the USB ports, and it works fantastic. Like I said, it's been really good. The microphone is what I normally use. I have a Yeti microphone that I use for my streaming, but when I talk to people through Discord, I usually use this microphone. And it's the cover on it is kind of getting worn, but other than that, I've got no wear on it. They've been very, very durable, very great, and they are very noise canceling. I mean, they're perfect because I can't hear the wife when she's yelling my name when I have them on, which makes them perfect.
Same here. Mine is the same way.
So yeah. But yeah, you definitely want to go wireless. That wired stuff. Yeah, when I first got here and I plugged the computer back in, I plugged the dongle for these into one of the top ports on my rig, and those top ports weren't working. And so I had to actually go and find the motherboard and case schematic so I could figure out which thing had come undone during the shipping, and get it hooked up so that I could get it working again. Because otherwise I don't have enough USB ports. Because the webcam's a USB, the microphone's a USB, everything's a USB. But yeah, the dongle, like I said, it's a pretty big dongle, but it works great.
Yeah, hold on for a minute. Sorry.
No worries. Yeah, and that's kind of the nice thing about these is the pads have not worn out at all. As you can see, the ear pads are still really good. And like I said, I think I've had these about 5 years. And so
That's not bad. I've
yeah,
known people to go through even me on occasion to go
right.
through earphones within a year, 18 months. So
Yeah, and that's where I was kind of worried is because I think I am kind of pushing the limit with these. And that's why I was going to order another pair before I moved. And then I was just like, well, they're still working. So, but now that I actually figured out Amazon will ship here, it just takes 2 weeks. I can still always order them if I need to. So,
right. Hey, I'll be right back. I just need to step
worries.
into the room for a minute.
No worries. But yeah, I would definitely recommend them, Dark Slider. They are awesome. But like you said, if you need a Bluetooth one, maybe the ones Omega uses are the Bluetooth ones. So, but yeah, you definitely want to go with the wireless. Because yeah, this one does take up a USB port. So if you're short on USB ports, that makes it bad. Now the other thing I have is I have a USB hub. I don't use it with the computer, but I have a USB hub that I use for when we charge our cell phones. Because here now that I'm in the Philippines, I have a Philippine cell phone. I have an American cell phone. My wife has a Philippine cell phone. She has her iPad. I have my Fire tablet. And so yeah, so I use a USB hub in our bedroom that I do for all the charging, which is kind of nice because I plug it into the I want to say transformer, but it's not a transformer. It's got a different name, but it regulates the power because here in the Philippines the power is not very clean, and so it fluctuates a lot, which can damage the electronics, and so yeah, so I use the USB hub, but I'm pretty sure you could plug the USB hub into your one port on your laptop and then plug everything into it if you needed to. So, but yeah, the Bluetooth, we'll check when Omega gets back. His may be a Bluetooth one, which would probably work better. Yeah, I'm always trying to consolidate stuff to try and keep it down. Plus, the wife's always a challenge for trying to charge stuff, so.
All right, I'm back.
So is yours Bluetooth, Omega, your headset?
No, it has an actual dedicated USB dongle for it.
Okay.
I think these can be Bluetooth. I just never tried them.
Okay.
Hold on, let me see. This is G733s. I bought them because they're compatible with G-Hub because I use I'm a Logitech
there you go.
shop here.
Yep.
So
there you go. Yep.
Everything here is Logitech. So
there you go.
Except for the rig. So.
Right, no, that's always good.
730. Lightspeed wireless headset gaming. Here it is. Ultra lightweight. Let me see the specs. I've never really tried to use. If it has Bluetooth, I've never tried to use it. So.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure mine doesn't do Bluetooth. It just does the dongle. But that's what I was looking for. So it worked out pretty good. But the biggest problem with the headsets is unless you know somebody that already has one, they're all kind of a crapshoot until you get one that works. And so
yeah, I decided to just go ahead and I do my research because we use Logitech at work too. So we already knew that some people would pick up some of the gaming. There's a few people that actually ordered specific like gaming headsets,
right?
Because they wanted to have that full. They're always on the phone. So
yep.
Connection type. There's no.
Okay, so just
if it's
the
Bluetooth,
dongle.
If it's Bluetooth, it's proprietary because it's the proprietary Lightspeed communication.
Got it.
Via wireless. So they're taking up a specific frequency range of 100 hertz to 10 kilohertz.
That makes sense. Yep. So yeah, you might look around, Dark Slider, if you're looking for a Bluetooth one.
Now I had a Bluetooth one. I'm trying to remember what it was. But it wasn't like these. It was just some standard headphones, which I needed something that was going to be a little bit more professional.
Yep.
And a little bit more comfort. I need over the ear.
Comforting.
I have had trouble. Yeah.
I'm the same way.
Having it against my ear versus over my ear is a big difference.
Yep. I have a pair that I use at work that I connect to my phone and to my laptop. That when I worked. Now that I'm retired, I'm not using them anymore. But they were shocks, and they were ones that laid up against the bone. And so they didn't actually go in your ear. They just sat on that audio bone. And, man, they were awesome. But they would I think they would last about a day. I could get about 8 hours out of them, and then they had to be recharged. And
this set can do, I think it's 20 hours with the lighting, because it has the RGB program, RGBs in them.
Yep.
You can get almost a day out of them.
So that's good.
If you turn the lighting off, it's almost 30 hours.
Oh, that's even better. Okay.
On a full charge. Now, who was it that was looking for these? Dark Slider?
Dark Slider, yeah. And thanks, StreetCornerBecky. Yeah, the razors are always a good choice too. So.
Yeah, I haven't dealt with Razer in so long.
Yeah, Razer. Yeah, they were always a good brand to have back in the day. So they were always reliable.
There's a link, Dark Slider. I don't think you're in my chat. I didn't see you directly, so.
But yeah, that's the way it works, is do wired for PC stuff. Yep. Yeah, my problem is with the wires. I got way too many wires. So the wireless, plus I have a tendency to roam around. Like when I'm gaming with my brother, I'm roaming all over the house, and these are great because I can get.
That's why.
In the other house there in Kansas City, I could get all the way to the other end of the house, and he could still hear me, which was pretty cool. So.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I don't want to be tethered.
Yeah.
Because you know. And that sometimes I'll throw that boom mic in there when I need to move around. This is not what I'm streaming, but if I'm just either on Discord or something, if I'm in the room, not in front of the camera.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I do a lot of Discord with my brother and stuff. We usually play. We used to play on every Sunday. We would play games, and so that was kind of nice. But StreetCornerBecky, St. Louis. Excellent. That's where Kickin is from. So yeah, I was in Kansas City until a little over a week ago. Now I'm in the Philippines. So living the dream.
It's interesting because I was supposed to come out to Kansas City a couple months ago for work.
Oh, awesome.
I didn't draw the right straw.
Yeah, well, nobody chooses to come to Kansas City. I shouldn't say that because I did, but it was funny. I was working for.
Wanted to come.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I actually wanted to come because I wanted to kind of check out some of the barbecue joints in places.
Yeah. There's a lot of barbecue. That's the problem. Way too much. Everybody's got their own choice. But I was working. I got a job with the Department of Defense. I was in Maryland. And I got a job with the Department of Defense, and they said, "Hey, we're gonna move you to Kansas City." And I said, and they said, "And we're gonna pay you more." I think they quadrupled my salary because I was making nothing.
Shit.
And they said, "And we're moving you to an area where the cost of living is less." And I said, this was back. What was this? This was probably back 1998. And I said, "So what's the catch?" And they said, "Nobody wants to live in Kansas City." And I said, "It sounds like the perfect place for me. Sign me up."
You know what? I would have went.
Yep.
I probably would have went.
Yep. I was like, I ain't got no problem with that. especially after being on the East Coast for so long. I grew up on the East Coast, so yeah, so it was a good change of pace. Yeah. Very relaxed. So
yeah,
and the barbecue wasn't bad.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up in Maryland, but you know, once I got older and started having kids, I'd say I got to get away from
Yep.
You know, Maryland, because you know, it's Maryland is what? It's not a. All right, who's being a dick?
What's going on?
Somebody hit one of my look at chat. BennyBins.
Uh-oh.
Well, BennyBins, how you doing, BennyBins? All right. I was even talking about Jesus. I hate that. I gotta put a serious cool down on that one.
I do that too.
He's like, chat, look at streamer, look at chat, look at. I'm like, what the fuck is it now? So, thank you, BennyBins. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, like I said, I needed. Maryland was so damn small. I knew everybody.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then it wasn't like I could get around. At some point, I couldn't even date there.
Yeah.
You're
probably related to everybody, right?
Yeah, and new people.
Oh, that's your third cousin. Oh crap.
I'm like, really, Ma?
Yeah.
So, but when I moved to Carolina, I ain't looked back, man. It's just so different down here.
Oh,
you can get the feel of a big city and feel of a rural area all wrapped up into one.
Yeah, see, that's cool.
That's right, O'Fallon. Yeah, we just opened an office in O'Fallon.
There you go.
So, I was up there a couple times. I went to the Polaris Grill. No, I'm sorry. That was wrong. Where was I? Columbus was the Polaris.
Columbus. Yep.
Yeah. O'Fallon. Where did I eat in O'Fallon? I can't remember. Not too. It's over there by that medical center.
Yep.
That hospital, I guess. That's where we opened up our office. It used to be the old Alliance building, Progress Way or something like that. Yeah. So. Oh man, BennyBins is actually working in.
Yep. There you go.
O'Fallon right now.
There you go.
Oh
small
man.
world. Small world.
Yeah. There's really not much every time. Columbus. That's where Lumina Cobra lives.
Oh, okay.
And, Snide Dog.
Yep.
They live in that. They live not that far from there.
Yep. Yeah, I had a brother that was in Columbus, Ohio for a while, and so that was kind of nice. So.
Oh, there's an O'Fallon, Illinois. I didn't know.
Yeah, O'Fallon, Illinois, and O'Fallon. Yeah, America. Yeah, they're not very original. We keep naming everything the same.
Yeah, one O'Fallon, Missouri is the one I went to.
Yep.
Oh shit! I'm just sitting here idle.
Yeah, probably was named after the one in Illinois. That makes sense. Probably the same founder. He decided, hey, I'm not enjoying Illinois anymore. Let me go across the border here to Missouri, and
Yeah, there's like a Greensboro, Maryland, a Greensboro.
Oh yeah, there's here in Missouri. Missouri's
North Carolina.
Missouri's one of the worst. We got a Mexico, Missouri, and a Cuba, Missouri. It's like, come on, guys. You really couldn't even be original enough to come up with your own names? I mean, you got to borrow country names now?
Now, there's some unique names in the Southeast. Like, let's see. Trap, North Carolina.
There you go. Yeah, but see, at least that's original, right?
Yeah. Was it Hurt, Virginia?
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like, wow. I said, okay, these are some. What's the other one that I saw?
Yeah, so I grew up in Pennsylvania, and so right near Lancaster, there's a place called, one of the Amish communities is called Paradise, and the community right next to it is called Intercourse. And so they said you got to go through Intercourse to get to Paradise, and so.
I've actually been in the course.
Yeah. And so that was always a
It's
funny one, which was funny because that Amish people, that's all they did was make kids. So
Asteroid is
Yeah.
depleted.
That's funny. Oh man, yeah. You'd be surprised some of the fucking names that
oh yeah,
get recycled or just shit that they just came up on a fucking whim. You
yep,
know.
yep, yep. Well, and that was the weird part. Like I said, when I first moved here to Missouri, it was like you guys really are not good with the names because. That's what I said when I saw Cuba, Missouri, and Mexico, Missouri. I'm like, come on, guys! Now you're just not even trying, you know?
Oh man, I know, right? It's just so funny.
Right? It's like, come on.
Oh man, lordy. Oh, this was fun. We have to do this on a regular basis.
Yeah, so we do it every Monday night. You are always welcome. So that's why that's one of the reasons we do it is because it's kind of a nice wind down. So.
And I'm like, what do you mean it's not ready? Oh well, we just not. It's not ready. And I'm like, well, shit. I how many plane trips I done had up here already? You know. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I have gotten to the point now where I start reading between the lines when I get on these calls and they start talking double talk to you and trying to get you to accept what they're saying. And I was like, no. I mean, you can pull the wool over my head, but you're not going to do it on my boss. You know, she's crazy. So
Exactly.
She'll say that's unacceptable, and you have to figure out how to get it done. So, but yeah, they were not happy. It was mainly stuff with the city that was holding up. There were some permit issues and some inspections that weren't quite right, and they had to redo stuff. So a lot of that stuff kind of got. And then we had like some circuit delays for the circuits and shit like that. So
yeah, and there's always some of that stuff.
I was traveling during the week, home on the weekends for about a month. So, and my wife was not happy. Trust me.
I bet. Yeah, because that gets old real quick.
Yeah, she was like, "Really? You sure you ain't cheating?" You know, that kind of shit. I'm sitting there like, really?
Right.
You really
That's the first place you go. Right.
Yeah. Like, come on. You should know me better than that at this point.
Yeah, that's what I tell mine. I'm like, if there's one person in this relationship that's going to cheat, it's going to be the good-looking one, and that's not me. So.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like, I was like, who the fuck wants me anyway? I'm like, shit, I'm a grouch. Every time somebody gets near me, especially in New York, I start acting like I'm crazy, like waving my hands and go, yelling and shit, because I don't want to be bothered,
Right.
If they think you're crazy, they'll leave you alone.
Exactly.
I'm serious. I'm walking up, it's no lie. I'm walking up 6th Avenue from 41st Street, and I don't know who it was, but they kept looking at me kind of funny as they were coming towards me, and then they started to kind of like group a certain way. So I just fucking all of a sudden, remember that guy on Family Guy, the one Opie?
Oh yeah,
that has the stick stuck in his eye. I went, and started waving my hands and shit, and walking up into the built side of the building, and like, oh, get away! Why are you in my way? They scattered quick. They scattered.
Freaked them the hell out.
Same way on the subway. I just start acting the fool. People just walk. They leave you alone.
There you go.
As long as you don't bother them, they won't bother you.
There you go. And that's it. That's it.
Yeah, that is it. That's all you got to do.
Yep.
Just act like you have no sense in the world and just wait until you see a cop and say, hey, look, I need help. And hopefully they'll take that the right way and not take you over to Bellevue.
Exactly. Because that's the other option is that they may just, call the cops on you and put you on a 48-hour psych hold. And then you got to like,
I would rather go there for the 48 hours than to be mugged.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Because fools are getting brazen up there in New York. They're actually killing people trying to
Oh,
mug
see,
them.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Or what is it? Or they're just like, it's almost like they're just not even. It's not even a thought. They just walk up to people and just do bodily harm to the point where they, they can lose their life.
Right. And it's just nonsense. It's like doesn't make any sense. It's just. I had my first internet blip, which is weird though. So OBS disconnected for about a minute. It reconnected. One of my
you got it set up to where it'll come back.
Yeah. And then one of my alts disconnected from Eve, but the other one stayed connected. So it's like, okay.
That's a CCP thing.
Yeah.
You know, they pick and choose who gets connected. Right. I hope you all know that, right?
It happens all the time to me where I'm multi-boxing and only one gets disconnected, and I'm like, come on, that don't make no sense. If I lost internet, they ought to both disconnect. But like you said, that's a CCP is like, hey, let's see who we want to kick off.
Yeah, I think it's, they claim it's on our side that's causing it, and I'm like, that's bullshit. I said, there ain't nothing wrong with my internet. I mean, I'm watching packets and everything. I got monitors and stuff. I don't see no packet loss, nothing significant. Let's put it that way. And then it forces me to get on my VPN.
Yep.
Which irritates the fuck out of me when I have to do that.
And so the problem is, so I use NordVPN, and several things inside of Eve won't work when I've got it on. And I've contacted them several times about it, and they're like, "Yeah, sorry, nothing we can do."
Hey, spend a couple extra dollars, get Norton 360. Okay. It'll solve your problems.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
I switched to Norton antivirus, and then I tried as they brought them on, because I've been a customer of Norton for 15 years. But as they brought on new products like the VPN and stuff, I live religiously by Norton because I've never had a problem with them being compromised.
Okay.
Yeah,
because that Nord, it never really seemed to work. And then when I reached out to them, they were kind of like, well, sorry, we can't help you. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't help me? This is the whole point of me using the VPN. I mean,
right. Yeah, see, and then they even tell you when there's a problem on their end sometimes that they use a VPN.
Right.
Like sometimes IPs in the States get locked down for some reason.
Oh, yeah. And that's pretty common. Somebody uses it to spam a bunch of people or to try and hack something, and so they just shut off a whole series of them. And then, then you're kind of screwed. I worked for a bank, and so we would do that kind of stuff where we would report a series of IP addresses that had tried to do like what's the name of that attack where they just kind of flood your network. And so it's a
DDoS.
DDoS. Yep. And so DDoS, so we would report those IP addresses, and then what they would do is they would just shut them off or block them. And so no question or not, like, oh well, this bank reported it, so we're just going to block it whether it's legitimate or not. And it's like,
oh, okay, I got you, Street Corner. Yeah, they and nowadays they have to do the due diligence a little bit. They can't just just indiscriminately just block. I mean, just block whole swaps of internet addresses. It's just you'd have lawsuits every 5 minutes for that.
Yeah, you would think.
Some people, if they couldn't get to a simple website because their fucking IP was blocked because it was within a master, a master block that was given to that ISP. Oh, $80 for 3 years. Okay,
that's not bad. No, that's not bad at all. Hell, I paid more than that for the Nord, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I would try it just to see, but I mean, I have a suite of products with Norton, so it's not just the VPN. I have the LifeLock, I have the antivirus. Yeah, I got the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of. I think that's an independent company. I don't think Norton.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
Now, I will say this: there has been
talk
instances where you have larger companies have shadow stakes in some of these smaller products, and then they years later they come and buy them out, and then you want to know how they had that inside track. They had shadow stakes in them. So. And everybody does it. It's not just you know. Yeah, so I keep telling people, I say, look, don't be gullible. Okay, that's just how people. That's oh shit. All right, don't be gullible. Don't assume anything.
Oh yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say don't assume, but assume that everything is owned by everybody.
Yep.
So somebody's got a piece in something.
Right, because even if it isn't today, it probably will be tomorrow. So.
Okay, I'll give you an example. What was it? WhatsApp and Instagram?
Oh yeah.
Zuckerberg had he had stock interest in those companies long before they got popular. He already kind of knew that it was a 50-50 chance that it was either going to go bust like MySpace or it was going to blow up. And so that's how they do it, and that's why he's in trouble now.
Yeah.
Because he's got an antitrust suit pending against him.
He kind of overdid himself, overextended himself.
All right, I got ads running now, folks. If you're in my channel, so just stand by. 30 seconds. Has made. Oh, really? Yeah. I did not know those three were wrapped up in that from Broadcom.
Yeah, I had heard about that one.
Broadcom in general was. We dealt with them on their networking products years ago, especially when I worked over at IBM. That was a mess.
Yeah,
trying to get board level components for them, for their Broadcom, their chipsets for their networking,
right?
Chips that we had to integrate into the Blade Center and stuff, and that was just a piece of it was a mess.
Yeah, and they were always kind of heavy-handed. So, but I didn't realize the licensing had taken a hit. But normally, go ahead.
Yeah, that's the tricky part, though. The licensing, when you take over something like that, then you get into all this fucking weeds with everybody's licensing product.
Usually it makes it better because usually the parent company has already solved that problem, and so they just incorporate you into their licensing. But in this case, it looks like it made it worse. So.
Yeah, and and then you're wondering, like, okay, well, how the hell am I supposed to, keep and then a lot of companies just say the fuck with it, and they just get the fuck out of it.
Just give up, and so so you got a KitKat ad running.
Oh, I do. Wow,
that's what StreetCornerBecky said. KitKat ads cracking them up. That's awesome. At least you had a legitimate ad. I always get stuff like Viagra and
how did you get? Oh, you're not sub right now. That's what it is.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, Kit Kats are the. Have you seen the flavors?
Oh yeah. They're kind of going